up, guys? Welcome back to Bulletproof Mindset, where we help you bulletproof your mind through health, fitness, and general chit-chat. So today we talk about the infamous Liver King. We talk about celebrity workouts and why they are, for the most part, shit. And we also get into a little bit of steroid talk and some health and fitness content. So if this is something you're interested in, let's get into it.
So one of the biggest topics of conversation right now is the Liver King.
Aye.
Right?
So I thought it was just health and fitness, but I've got people going, like my dad, he's nothing to do with it. He's like, oh, did you see that Liver King stuff? I'm like, do you even know who he is? So no. But for anyone that doesn't know, this was a guy who was living by certain ancestral tenets.
I'll explain it so Dale still can't speak.
Let me get my coffee in, right?
Right, go for it.
No, but he basically had these principles that you live by, and see, for the grand scheme of things, that wasn't a bad message.
You keep talking. I'm going to get them up.
All right, aye. So it was all about like getting out, exposing yourself to sunlight, cold water therapy, eating. Well, he was eating raw meat, but eating red meat and moving, exercising, and getting sunlight. Did I say sunlight?
Yeah. So the 9 ancestral tenets are sleep, eat. Obviously, eat.
That was it. That was sleep.
As you say, move. Just move more. Lift weights. Shield, I don't know what that means. Connect, I'm guessing that's just talk with our friends. Cold water therapy, as you say. Getting sunlight, as I spoke about. Fight is one of them. Got to learn how to fight is one of them. And then that was 8. What the fuck's the last one?
The bonus one, 10. I don't know, it was a hunt.
No, the 10 is the thing we're going to be talking about.
Oh, right, is that the bonus one?
That's
enhanced.
Enhanced. So
what's your take on that? So basically, this guy looks like an absolute animal. He is a beast.
He's fucking huge.
And
Huge.
he was claiming naturals. He was claiming that you can get this physique by following this way of life. And look, I think it's came out recently. His emails have been leaked, and he's been taking an abundance of steroids to enhance his performance and his physical attributes, I guess, if you want to call it that. So, what's your take on it?
What's my take on it? It's just
raw gym fits take.
How could people, like, in this day and age, how can people be so naive? And I'm not saying they're stupid, I'm saying they're naive. Like, let's not get that mixed up. I'm not saying they're stupid, because they obviously don't know that this man was lying.
I think there is. So yeah, to one extent,
I think just a lot of the world wants to trust.
Well, that's what it comes down to, trust. So I think a lot of people trust Mark Bell, for example, and Mark Bell's opinion. And he had him on the podcast, and I heard something where Mark Bell believed what he said because he connected with him off air and asked him directly, and to his face, he's like, "No, I'm not in anything."
He's a liar.
And look, I know people in my social circle where I've asked if they've taken anything, and they've said no. So I'm like, right, you might look in the front end and you think, oh, that guy's definitely taking something, but I'm a trusting person, so I'm going to say, right, why would you lie to me in an enclosed environment and like this like secret connection? You know what I mean?
I'm a not so trusting person. I'm the opposite.
So and I think that's where it comes from. Like, a lot of people will buy into Mark Bell. He's got a very successful podcast. He has a very good following, and so they hear like, look, my honest opinion is, guys, I don't think he is on anything. So then that spurs this connection. But then there is a naivety of, like I said, when I was younger, Simeon Panda. He's to this day, he claims natural. And I thought, right, if I follow his program, I'm going to get in this shape. And now here's a guy, so back to Liver King. This is a guy who's making 100 million in supplements off his supplements a year. So he's went from
insane.
He says he was a rich guy and not well known to a well known rich guy now. So it's been exposed that he is actually on stuff. So
he's on a lot of stuff.
So what is your take on the whole situation then? So
my take on the whole situation is just like, one, how can people be so naive, and two, getting rich off a lie is I think it's one of the worst things that can happen. How can he still be in the limelight? How can you still let somebody who's blatantly lying to everyone be so rich and famous? Because he's only going to get more famous. Like, his message was, I'm not even going to say good because I don't actually think it's that good. I think it's just a fucking standard message. You should be doing all the things that he says. I mean, eating raw liver, probably not, but liver is actually good for you if you fucking cook it.
Aye,
Do you know
but
what I
have
mean?
you tried liver? It's stinking.
No. But it's really good for you. It's really high in protein. It's got so many vitamins and minerals.
It's one of the most nutrient dense foods you can consume.
100%.
That you can consume. If you consume liver on a daily basis, you can actually get it's not nutrient poison. Fuck, what's it called? You can end up getting a detrimental effect because you've consumed too much richness, if that makes sense. So, see my take on it. The guy's a smart guy. He's a clever guy. And this is where I've not seen anyone talk about this. This is my opinion here. I think this was all a farce because, as you said, it's going to make him more famous. I think in his strategy, with a close circle of friends, like, think about it, people are doing some wild shit to get like good, no publicity, bad publicity. Could he get sued for millions of pounds? Absolutely, but I think this will now push him further into the limelight. Now, this is my own conspiracy, but I'm thinking, here's a guy like he knows. How can you be so oblivious, looking in the mirror and going, people are going to believe me? But straight away, like, so I stand in front of you and I'm as jacked as him and I go, I'm natural, and you're like, no, you're not. Straight away there's a dividing conversation. That's how he became so popular,
so controversial
in the last year. It's not even a year, it's 10 months. 10 months, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think he's stupid enough to go out with that strategy because he's now blown up. Because the reason he blew up was, one, because he was eating raw shit, nobody else was doing that stuff. But two, it was because he was claiming natty, because people are like, you seen this guy that's claiming natty
on every podcast,
everything. It was it was a consistent, well delivered message. Now, see in my opinion,
it's like listening to a politician.
Exactly. But see if you came out, for me, I would have more trust for him if he came out and said, look, I'm enhanced and I take this sort of stuff, but here's some principles I live by that I think can do more good. He wouldn't be as popular if he came out and said that, though.
No.
But I tell you one thing, I would have more respect for him. Like, that's why Rich Piana was so popular and so well looked at. He's one of the first people I remember going, right, I'm on stuff, I'm taking this sort of stuff. He says, everybody's taking this stuff, so don't let them fucking kid you on, but here's what I'm taking, here's why I'm taking it, and here's what I do on top of that. And you're like, right, that's a good message. I would never fucking take that, because he's like, here's my side effects, here's my fucking, here's how damaged my kidneys are, here's what my balls look like. He was so in depth with the amount of information he communicated.
He was fucked up as well.
No, he was, and he died at a young age.
And
could that be a combination of stuff that he's taking potentially? Now, this is so the sad thing about, I think, this whole thing. Well, there's a number of points, but I think there was a good message in here, but people are like, well. So I think two things are going to happen for this. Like, he says it was to help young men, and I think now young men, there's two so there'll be two groups of sense separated. So like, oh, fuck guy, fuck him, but there's another group's going to be like, right, cool, I'm going to jump on stuff now. And I think that's a more dangerous message now to be out there.
So see, I don't think it was a conspiracy that he meant for this to happen. I think that he genuinely, in his deluded mind, thought, I'm going to get away with this. Because he knew he was going to get big. That's a fact. He was in such great shape. He obviously had good connections already. They obviously had a business meeting and went, we can do this. It was pre-planned. We know that anyway. It was pre-planned how big he was going to get. I don't think they thought he was going to get as big as he was that quick. But they knew he was going to get big, and they knew they were going to make a fuckload of money. They knew exactly what they were doing. The marketing team knew spot on. This guy is going to make us millions. But going forward, I think they thought that anyone they told the truth to wouldn't have ratted them out.
I think so.
No, because I thought they went, right, look, this is one of the biggest guys in the world. He has a massive team behind him. If we fuck him over, they'll fuck us over.
Aye.
You know what I mean? The Liver King team is much bigger than just the Liver King.
Aye. Marketing is the strongest thing you can do. So some things that I was looking at, the only reason I think of this is because, like, people will do bad shit to get in the limelight. So, like, an example, this is, in fact, it's not even anywhere near the same lines, but there was a Nike shoe that was banned from the Olympics and years ago, right? Because it gave you it gave too much enhancement to how fast people could run. What happened to that shoe? It fucking sold out, right? The shoe sold out because bullshit. It's like this, not even bullshit. It's like, here's a product that can make you run faster than anyone else, and it's like, oh fucking, that's a bad message, but I fucking want that shoe. So this is what these things like. There's always a divide in marketing, and see if you can create a divide. You are the most sought after product.
And here's another reason why I think it wasn't meant. More plates, more dates last year was big, but it was never as big as it is now. So he can come out and say this without Liver King's team destroying him. Last year, they probably could have destroyed him.
Do you think so? Well, it's quite good. So that's more plates on Joe Rogan twice now in a row. It's amazing to see.
He was only on for the first time 4 months ago.
I know.
So last year he'd never been on any of these massive podcasts, right? He was never this big. So Vigorous Steve, who outed the Liver King, who is Derek's friend, right? They were never. More Plates, More Dates was never as big. Obviously, because Vigorous Steve is More Plates, More Dates' friend, he is part of More Plates, More Dates.
He's then got he's definitely got a stronger community, but that's what he built his success on. It's calling out people who are bullshit, and with the scientific background to prove it. So, it's an interesting one, isn't it? It's an interesting. I think like we're talking about it. As I said, my dad knows about it. He knows about health and fitness. So all it's done, like. Okay, there might be repercussions, and he's the laughing stock of the health and fitness. But see,
he won't give a fuck.
Nah, he won't.
He's
put his apology. But there might be criminal charges pressed against him.
Possibly.
I need to listen to. What's his name? He's getting in. I think it's one of the first interviews he's had since his apology video. So I'm going to listen to that and see he's taking. Because I don't know too much.
What's your take? Right? What do you think is more detrimental to men's health? Would you say looking at someone like the Liver King, thinking he's natural and trying to achieve that physique? Or would you say looking at Liver King's natural and that he achieved that physique through steroids and growth hormone, I'm going to take steroids and growth hormone? What would you say?
What's more detrimental?
What would you say is more detrimental? It's a hard one. I know it's a hard one.
I think they're both leading to the end goal, you know. Oh, if he never got outed, you mean? Sorry, did I?
What's that bigger percent of the population you think it would affect, right? Would you think, looking at Liver King, thinking he's natural, I'm going to try and get like him, and it would destroy their mindset because he could never get like him? Or he comes out saying, I'm not natural, but this is also what I do. I take steroids, I take growth hormone, I take this amount. This is how you look at me. And obviously people jump on then. People are going to jump on either way, but what do you think's detrimental to a bigger percent of the population?
I don't know, but I actually don't think him now coming out saying it is going to be. I don't know. I think he still changed a lot of people's lives, because I think back to me, I followed someone who was enhanced and they still claim that they're natural.
Yeah.
But through being a young guy,
but you've admitted that you've went through deep insecurities about your physique.
I know, but I think that was going to come on anyway, because that's just the part and parcel of the health and fitness space.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's only because of the kind of people line.
I guess. But
because there's natural people out there who are definitely natural, who you can look at and go, I can actually look at them, but this is the effort.
But it's a shit physique. No, that's what it's done to my brain, because I look at C-Bum, for example, and I'm like people are like, I actually look at his physique and go, man, that looks fucking awesome. Let's talk about the app with that fucking lens app. That's made me look incredible. So I'm like, I am going to jump back on and I'm going to fucking smash the steroids and I'm going to look huge. That's what it's got me feeling like, because it's just perception in the mind. It's what like, because you come from, I think you've definitely followed a lot more natural power lifters, so there's a physique that you have in mind. But the more that you're in this space, you're exposed to people like Liver King, people like Simon Panda, people like who are enhanced but are claiming natural, and you're like, can I actually get to that? But luckily you've got a good ground in your 100%. Mindset. So
the way see the way I look at these kind of people, they're so you can't look like that and not be super insecure, because the whole point is your body.
Aye.
It's how big everything is.
You see it you definitely see it with personal trainers.
100%. But these people are massive. Like, people don't understand. If you're listening to this, these guys in real life are fucking huge. They are not just a big guy in the gym. They're fucking massive.
Aye, and they're shredded to the bone.
Bone.
I used to always say a saying that was like, because people are like, oh, why do you always wear tight t-shirts? Why do you always this? And I was like, you don't buy a Ferrari and park it in the garage. Garage. But
I agree with that as well. If you're working out, fucking sweat.
I think there's definitely a fine line of like being the big-headed arsehole or being modest. But here, look, I look fucking good right now. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting topic. It'll be. I'm curious to see what would happen off the back of it. But I tell you what, ain't the only one. Like, see the other. Like, who would you say is the top 5 natties that come to your mind? Fake natties, sorry.
Top 5 fake natties, obviously Michael Hearn.
Aye, so anyone like, so this guy's in his
50s.
Is he?
Close to 60.
I thought he was closer to 60.
He is close to 60.
He was on Mark Bell's podcast recently.
I know.
And saying that he was fasting for 4 days, and that everybody, I was listening and going, so Michael, it's that LA lifestyle. You can hear it. You can say, oh no, you're just fucked up. You're fucked up.
Michael Hearn says that as you get older, your testosterone increases. That's the kind of guy we'll talk about here. Second, my second is Mike Thurston.
Mike, was that the guy you brought up the other day?
Aye, Mike Thurston. There's no chance that cunt's natty.
No?
Look, I actually like his stuff, but he's fucking not natty.
So for me, the biggest, I think most celebrities.
Oh, right, I know. Okay.
Like, no, so for me, like, I know like these people in health and fitness space, but like I think for the average people, like who we train and who we help, I don't think they would have heard of some of these guys' names. Yeah. So when I think of
the first
Chris Hemsworth, The Rock, there are two people come to mind that everybody's like, oh, look at him, oh, you can, oh, no, he eats 7 pancakes. Like, they're fucking on steroids. Like, do not be.
So I seen a comment the other day, and the guy's like, I used to believe that The Rock got up at 3:30 every day and then only slept 4 hours, and he done it naturally and he worked so much. He's like, I used to believe that, so I tried it and I was mentally fucked. So what people don't forget is you need sleep.
I know.
So The Rock says,
what is it? There's like a very, very, very small percentage of people in the world who can get away with like 6 hours sleep, and the chances of coming across these people is so slim. It's like you never cross these people in your life. I think
the biggest fake natties are definitely The Rock. He's the biggest in the world.
I guarantee you, I'm going to call it right now, seeing his autobiography in like 10 years.
He'll tell you.
When he's retired and he's like, he doesn't need to get any endorsements for anything that he does. He will be. Most Hollywood actors go on a cycle of some sort.
The Rock's on cycle all year, every year.
Well, this is the thing that I can't pinpoint, because I trust a lot of more plates, more date stuff, and I think there's a movement of people saying now, right, oh, I'm on stuff, but I'm not on as much as that. I think that, I don't know why that's such a movement. Who cares whether you're taking 100 mils of testosterone or 200 mils?
The Rock is 250 pounds most of the time, most of the year, every year.
No, there could be a component of that is just a genetic freak.
He was clearly a genetic freak, but he is clearly on steroids because he had gyno and it's away. He got gyno again. Now it's away again.
He's a knee injury as well, and he like
has to take some time off to get some surgery. Obviously,
for me, like at the end of the day, I don't really care that much. It does annoy me when people are like, oh no, they're no on stuff they can't be and stuff. I'm like,
well, this is where it comes down to. We know, you know, I know. It doesn't actually bother me that he is on steroids. Like, I don't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to look like him. I know I'll never look like him. He was a genetic freak. He is bigger. He is stronger. He has a better work ethic anyway. But like, he likes my dad and that. They're like, nah, no chance.
Because that's their childhood aspirations.
Then they compare you to that kind of person. You're like, nah, that guy's on fucking trend. You fucking spazzy. And I'm like, and they just don't get it. Like, see, another thing, like professional sports.
Right, so this is where I was wanting to shift in there, but before we go into that, the segment for this show, for today's title, the worst possible workout programs you can follow is a celebrity's workout program. In fact, tell you what, I'm going to let's do an Instagram shot on this. No. Chris Hemsworth's app, right? So there was I can't remember. There's a guy who's got long hair and he's got what's his name? But anyway, he was streaming on Twitch. He's like, he gets into fitness and he calls out natties, fake natties all the time. And he's like, right, boys, let's do it. So he bought Chris Hemsworth's workout program. And he's like, right, muscle building and strength. The guy was doing gorilla runs with kettlebells. And he just went, what the fuck is this? I'm telling you right now, yes, there's a small percentage of people who will follow that because they're top of the pops. I've just spilled my coffee everywhere. Oh, it is actually.
Right, go.
Right, so cleaned the coffee up there. But, so Chris Hemsworth's app, ridiculous, see the amount of stuff that's in that, but he has so many people following. He pops up on YouTube all the time. He sold his app for millions and millions of pounds just because he's a celebrity and he's got a following. Same with The Rock. Like average people following a 6-day-a-week workout program, it fries my nut, man. It honestly annoys me so much. If you're like we said before, I'm out of breath cleaning that coffee. But we said this before, like if you're a young kid and you've got abundance of time, trying these programs is experience. But see, for people who've got kids, maybe just got the average working person that's late into their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, these people end up gravitating because they're looking at Chris Hemsworth or they're looking at The Rock and going, I want that physique, they're natural. load of bullshit. Don't follow a celebrity's workout because they are not in your lane. They're in a different lane and they do not know the stresses and challenges of the average people coming into the gym.
That is where it does actually bother me. Like when it comes to celebrities lying about being natural, is when they do start selling programs and they do start telling you advice on how to. Like when The Rock posts, "I eat this." Fuck off.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? You don't eat that, or you do eat that, but you also do this.
What's your take on personal trainers saying, "This is what I eat in a day"?
It's a lot more boring than you think, so I don't do it.
No, but have you seen PTs that say, like, follow me and watch what I eat in a day? What's your take on it?
I think they are fucking talking shit.
Do you think so?
Most of the time, yeah. I think that is what they ate that day, but that's not what they eat daily.
Aye.
Do you get what I mean?
Aye.
And then people are like, well, I need to prep all my meals like differently every day. And this is where people get into this is what that I hate about Instagram, right? So Instagram is so aesthetically pleasing. People need to make every meal aesthetically pleasing and different. No, it's fucking the same every day.
Aye,
it's the same.
I remember I posted a picture of my eggs and bacon. People are like, what the fuck is that? It's like, I have this every day. This is honestly, fuck the egg. It's not about like, oh, let me line my bacon up.
Look, the people who usually post what they eat in a day are females with good genetics, right?
Oh, you gone there?
I'm going there. It's usually them, and it's usually bullshit marketers on steroids.
Okay, I can get behind that one. I'll give you there.
That is a trick because everybody else knows that's not what they eat. I follow people when they go. I follow people. Sean Casey, and he puts up. I could post what I eat every day, but it's fucking boring.
Aye,
and that's the truth.
Aye, you know,
that's the truth. See, if you
everybody only eats the 10 or 11 same cycled meals. Like you might like, and even things like that. Like you said, like sometimes you'll prep, sometimes you don't prep, sometimes you run out of time to prep, and then you're like, oh, I've not had my chicken rice, so I'm going to go to Aroma, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
That's the bit that you don't see. So then you think, oh, fuck, I need to be hyper-dialed.
Yeah.
But anyway, on this talk of enhanced, let's talk about sports enhanced people. So there's a big misconception that people that are Olympic athletes, people that are high-level sports athlete, whether it's football, American football, whether you even look at the CrossFit games as well, there's a lot of what we call doping. Is that where it's classed as? It falls under that category?
No, so doping is actually when you get injections into your blood to thin it, so you've got more oxygen in your blood.
Ah, right. Okay,
that's doping is.
But
doping's when you've got more oxygen, so you've got better cardiovascular, so you can keep going for cycling. So Lance Armstrong was doping. That's because he had better cardiovascular than everybody else. But look, see, at the end of the day, people beat Lance Armstrong.
Aye.
Do you think they weren't doping as well?
Come on. This is my whole point. Like, mainstream media hides this because there's an abundance of information out there from people who used to compete in the Olympics, in the CrossFit Games, and as an American football player, as a soccer actual football player, like whatever it is. Like most athletes, if not all athletes, have taken something to enhance their performance. Because you ask them, I remember I can't remember the guy's name. He was an Olympic athlete, and he was asked the question is, if I could guarantee you a gold medal just now, but it meant you died in 5 years' time, would you take it? And he's like, yes, because their purpose, their whole upbringing is all around being the best athlete, the best delivering the best performance, or winning the Super Bowl, the fucking whatever it is, like the golden ring for basketball, whatever it may be. So
it came out that the Russian Olympic team were all using steroids, right? So if the Russian Olympic team weren't winning all golds and they were all using steroids and they are brought up from fucking young, like the Russian culture is different. They are born and bred this shit. Like the UK, there obviously is people who are born and bred it, but moreover they're like they don't have gyms like Pure Gym, the gym. They only have these kind of gyms with barbells, and they are taught to squat, snatch, clean and jerk from birth. They have so many coaches, and that is their goal.
But there's one point that we've not even spoken about here. Like, being on this stuff doesn't mean you're automatically given that gold ticket. You still need to be so dialed in every other aspect of your life to be cream of the crop. These people so they're already genetic freaks.
They're all genetic freaks.
Top 1%, and then they're enhanced.
They're already dialed in and they're already enhanced. So if you think that these people aren't enhanced, if you think that anyone's winning this is beating the people, because if there's loads of people enhanced, how the fuck is somebody winning gold above them who isn't?
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy, isn't it?
So that do you know Dmitry Klokov? Aye, so obviously he was just to the gills. Everyone's like, he's on steroids. People are like, no, he can't be. He's in the Olympics. He's in the Olympics. That was the thing. He's in the Olympics.
He can't
now
be.
It came out that he was.
He got banned, didn't he?
Yeah. He got all his medals to come.
Who's the other person? Have you seen Conor McGregor right now? Right, so, and I was looking at him like, nah, he's just a hard worker. And it's like, right, so this is what I don't like about steroids, because it's almost like you're either super hard work ethic at your training and every other aspects, or you take steroids and you're lazy with it. Like, it works in sync.
Yeah.
It genuinely does work in sync. I can tell you this from experience, that you can you get away with less sleep? Can you get away with a wee bit shittier nutrition and still look okay? But to an extent, but you still need to be dialed in. You still lose muscle. You still I think looking at the general public and the general gym pop, steroids are demonised to an extreme degree, even although so many fucking people do it. Aye, so you will not be surprised that in your gym, the people that you would look at and go, they're not on steroids, no chance. They're fucking on, they're taking stuff.
They're lazy.
How many people do you know, like in our circle of, not even our circle, but people around about our age that have very mid-looking physiques? I would class myself as one, like if you go back to when I was competing, so before I competed, I'll say I was natural. This is an exclusive here, because I don't think I've actually spoken about this. But when I was about 20, 21, I thought, right, I'm not getting where I need to get. I love the look of these physiques, and I want to look like a bodybuilding athlete. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking jump. One of my mates jumped on, so he was like the trial, and I was like, oh, he looks alright, so I'll jump on. And all I did was get fatter, because what was I doing? I was staying up late. I wasn't getting enough sleep. I was training hard, but I was also eating hard as well. And I got chunky. I got really fat. So I was like, right. And so the other thing as well was my stress was through the roof, and I responded badly. I had really bad Accutane from it, acne, to the point where I was like going to doctors to try and get Accutane. I'd done it for like a month, and I was like, nah, fuck it, I'll just come off all this stuff. But while coming off, I was like, right, I'll compete as well, because I'm like, right, I need to prove to myself that I can do this. In that peak condition, I looked fucking good, and it might have been a baseline set from steroids. But see, if you looked at me while I was on it and I was training gym, you'd go, that's a mid physique.
Yeah.
Like, so there is so many people that take it and they don't have body. Like, people think bodybuilders, The Rock, Chris Hemsworth, but there's still other aspects that you need to dial in.
So you're looking back, right? You've said I jumped on because I looked at these physiques. But you looked at the physiques who said they were natural, right? What happens if you looked at a physique, right? You're like, that guy is in fucking incredible shape, right? He tells me exactly what he takes, why he takes it, right? You would have had a lot bit. You would have still went, I'm going to take stuff, but I'm going to take it so much healthier, and the side effects would have been a lot less. And also, see if you went, look, this is the side effects. This man is telling me this side effects. I'm not going to do it.
I think. I've
still got to do it.
I think the thing with that as well, like, there's still, like, none of these people are doctors. None of these people are, like, truly know that, like, there's some people that really
they're just saying
go
this
into
is
them.
my side effects.
So like, they share information. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Knowing what I know now, I don't know, like, my hormones are fucked. Like, they're not fucked. Like, I tell a lie, they're not fucked. For what I do on a daily basis, for what I want to achieve business-wise, I think, and I liked Mark Bell saying on this, he goes, never invented steroids, but I'm smart enough to use them.
Yeah.
And when he said that phrase, so more people die a year from overdosing on paracetamol than they do from steroids, right? So there's a big misconception out that you die. Is it a dangerous drug? Yes.
Yeah.
Everything, like, anything's dangerous. You can kill yourself with too much caffeine. Like, like, I'm surprised I don't admit a coffee that I fucking drink. But I'm at the point now where I'm like, can I get away with more if I take a TRT dose? And that's where I'm like, right, I'm going to home in my sleep. I'm going to get my workouts more or less on point and try and be okay with my nutrition.
Yeah.
But my stress is still going to be high because of all the projects I'm taking on. So I'm like, right, cool. I'm going to use a drug to help me get through this. And that's what I'm kind of going through just now. I'm not kind of communicated that. It's something that I'm doing on my own. I don't know. Probably it is a bit stupid when I think about it, because I don't know too much about it. What I have done is got my bloods done before it, got my bloods done 6 months before it, and got my bloods done a year before it. So I've got 3 markers of being coming off the cycle in my early 20s and trying to be natural up until was the start of this year, like 28, turning 29. So I've got markers of me trying to increase my testosterone, and my testosterone's been low, but it's been low for various different reasons. And now I'm like, right, I'm going to try a TRT.
So here's how I'd look at it. Obviously, I'm completely natural, it's quite obvious. Right? But here's how I would look at it. Like, people will go, oh, he's on steroids. But then I'd go, do you like The Rock? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, he's on steroids.
Aye.
Why have you not got a problem with him? Do you know what I mean? That's the one thing that I'm like, how can you demonise steroids to a high degree and then idolise people who are clearly injecting fucking lots of them every fucking day and lying about it at the same time?
Don't get me wrong, like saying this just now, this is like, I remember in my early 20s, anyone asked me and I was like, nah, and I can always tell when somebody's lying because they use the same phrases I use. I used to use this phrase, no, if I had to jump on, I'd be fucking, wait, you should see the size of me if I had to jump on.
Did you used to say that?
Liver King said it and I was like, yeah, dirty, there you go. So that's how, like, it's the same traits, but I guess it's just experience. Don't get me wrong, like saying this, like I know this podcast will get released, but wee bit nervous to actually say it, because I know, like, what my advice to anyone is, if you're going to take anything, you need to make peace you're going to be on it for the rest of your life.
100%.
Long behold, like, I hope it never like affects that, because there can be some severe side effects, fertility side effects and all that sort of stuff. I've had my levels checked, everything's good in that order. My test levels are a wee bit lower, so I was like, right, I've tried to do what I can do naturally to increase my testosterone. I could have tried a wee bit harder and tried other stuff, but at the time in my life, I'm like, I feel I can be a wee bit more resilient if I take this stuff, so I'm going to take a small dose of it, and that's what we call replacement hormone therapy here.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing. Probably get a wee bit of backlash, but people will probably.
For anybody who doesn't know, testosterone replacement therapy, you take an amount that a natural man would have, probably in the medium to higher range. But there's men out there who would naturally have this testosterone level every single day.
Yeah. So I'm only just kind of beginning this process, so I'll get my blood done. I can share and document that if this is something that people have interest in, but don't take, like, I am not a medical professional. Don't take what I'm doing as like, oh, I'm going to do that too. I'm just going to communicate my experience, why I'm doing it, and hopefully, well, I can imagine some people will straight away go, that's why he looks like that, that's why he's that, and negate and all that stuff. And look, I'm okay with that, but that's my own insecurities that I need to get over. 100%. I might lose a lot of respect from some people as well, because it is so demonised, but it is.
It is demonised, but that's why I'm trying to say, like, see, if there's anybody listening who would demonise that, just understand the people you look up to in the movies who are big. Steroids, the people who are at the top of their professional sports, steroids, or not even just steroids, there's other performance enhancing drugs like doping, like Lance Armstrong done. So in these cycling sports, if MD beat Lance Armstrong, do you think they weren't doping as well? Of course they were. Of course they were. And you'll cheer for them, you'll cheer for the football teams, you'll cheer for the rugby teams. Look, these people are taking something.
And
whether you like to accept it or not.
Do you think in our lifetime we'll see an enhanced category emerge?
No, because the enhanced category is already there.
True.
That is the enhanced category. You just need to know how to beat it.
It's just looking at, when I think of bodybuilding, you get natural bodybuilding, who, let's be honest, in natural bodybuilding, people will still do mental things to step on stage and look a certain way but claim natural. It's crazy. It's honestly crazy. I don't know what it is. It's like an ego thing. So for me, I kind of hummed and had around this before and thought about, should I say it, should I know? Anytime someone's came up to me in the last, I don't know, 3-4 years, I've been open and honest, and kind of said what I want to say. They're probably actually thinking about it. It depends when you spoke to me about it. I probably did tell some fibs at the start, like I'm 24, 23, 24. People ask me, like, no, or I'd be like, I took a wee bit before. To be honest, I honestly couldn't tell you how much I took when I started off, because that's how stupid I was. And I'm saying, like, I was so stupid. See, looking back to him, like, why were you such a fanny? But no, I'm not even going to say it, because it's no. I was going to say because of how young I was, like it was fine because I'm resilient, but you're fucked. The way testosterone is going in men, we have less testosterone today than we did as a 60-year-old man in the 70s. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Well, that's what I was saying about not listening to music on the way here. I'm not overstimulating, and I think overstimulation is a very, very big play of why people are so.
You like jerking off and listening to music.
But like, it's just like I don't know. There's too much stimulation out there, and that just takes away. Why do you need testosterone when you're already getting everything there?
Mm-hmm. This is the next chapter in my learning and development is going to be into hormones. I want to get into that field and understand it a wee bit better. So that's definitely one of the big goals of 2023.
Well, see, if you say to somebody, "Do you want a better quality of life?" They would go, "Yeah." Sometimes that is for men taking testosterone.
I think because it's so demonised just now, it's not quite made its way over here. But there's a movement in America just now. We're always like 5 years behind them.
Yeah.
But more men are taking TRT and it's dramatically improving their quality of life, which is unreal. So if anyone listening, you're like, nah, I'm not getting morning wood. I feel shit all the time. I'm so tired all the time, lethargic. Then go to your doctor and play the card and get your bloods done, see where you are.
Well,
if your test levels are low.
Over here, they don't really like giving it out.
No, they don't. That's why I went privately.
And even then, it's very, very low dosages as well. Like to even, it's not even going to do much.
It's not a nice feeling. See being a man and going, I'm in my 20s and you're struggling to get an erection and you're like, what the fuck, man? It's the most depressing thing ever. I'll tell you that firsthand. 100%. Honestly, it's a horrible.
See, when I wasn't well there, right? So I wasn't well for a week, right?
Test levels go down when you're in the well.
Test levels go down, right? So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I had no morning wood.
Just a wee floppy thing.
And I woke up with nothing. See when I don't wake up with morning wood, I feel like less of a man, right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I woke up with morning wood, but I still felt shit. I'm like, thank fuck it's got back up. But like at the end of the day, see some people, like women won't understand how that feels.
No, there's definitely,
it feels
depending
fucking
on
shit.
Aye, for me, there's an alphaness. This fucking, I need to be this guy. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to communicate it because it's such a hard feeling to communicate.
It's a very awkward subject.
Just so
that's for like your significant other, and probably that's it.
Aye. See when you look at aliens and they've got knee genitalia and all that. That's the way that is honestly the way we're going.
Like, your balls will disappear. You don't need them. You don't need testosterone.
Just a wee bit of skin. Moisturiser on it.
We don't need testosterone because we've got everything in front of us.
I know. So, right, let's wrap that up there. That was a good you get something else?
No. Well, actually, I do, and I just want to go over quickly, and I think it goes pretty well on. I was talking to somebody the other day, and he said, I seen something on TikTok, and it made me change the way I am, and I think that TikTok and Instagram, there's too much information out there from too many different people, and it is frying people's heads on health and fitness.
You really need to cut that down.
You really need to cut down how much you're watching and who you're watching.
It's the different opinions that fry man up.
Far too many.
I remember starting out. I honestly, vividly remember starting out and going, right, like deadlift. Like, why would you deadlift? And everyone I was watching were bodybuilders, and they were like, nah, you don't need deadlift to build a big back. And then I've seen a guy who I respected. I can't remember if it was. Oh no, it was the Mind Pump guys, and they were big on deadlifts. And the guy had a good physique, and he was a pro physique competitor. He got his pro card. He said the biggest thing I'd done to build my back was deadlifts. And I remember going, I only just started listening, so there's a little bit of respect, but not as much as the guys that had been following for years. And I remember going, what the fuck's the point in health and fitness? Like, fuck this. Like, I'm so confused. Like, I'm a guy that is very, like, I understand information, I understand lifting, I'm piecing it together for myself, but here's two people that I respect saying two completely different messages. What the fuck's going on? So, it's a hard one.
It's far too much out there, and as we've already explained, some of it's coming from people who are enhanced and won't admit it, and some are lazy, some aren't. Some know everything, and that is the problem. There's people who are enhanced who know so fucking much. There's people who are pretty small and know so fucking much. And there's people who are enhanced and know fuck all.
I know.
They've just been told, do this, do that, and then they do it, and that's the definition of a meathead.
I know. So there's only one source of information you should be consuming, and it's this fucking podcast.
Yes!
So well done. Right, let's wrap it up there. So as always, guys, thanks for following us, thanks for tuning in, and we've been getting some more comments and stuff like that, so we really do appreciate that on YouTube. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. If there's anything you can relate with or anything you would like to challenge, let us know, because we are always open for debating. We're always open for learning. And learning as well, of course. So you can find us on Instagram at Bulletproof Mindset UK. You can find me at Coach Crosser.
You can find me at Roger